Welcome to Slapshot Podcast, episode number 67. I'm your host, Christopher Morais. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Welcome to September. That is right. There's hockey this month. We are right here. It is happening. Hey, how are you? I know it's been a minute, but hey, here we are. Welcome to, look at this office. If you've been here before, if you are new here, thank you to the YouTube algorithm for pulling you in. Hit the sub button, ring the bell. Thank you. The office has changed a little bit. Look how nice it looks here. Look at this. Got the shelves. Big thanks to my mom, my dad, everybody for helping put this together. If you're also new here, in the bottom corner here, you will see Milo. Milo is my dog. He is a Jack Russell. He will make his guest appearance at some point, but he's had a very busy day, so he's just hanging out. But thank you to all of you who are here. I am excited for another full season of hockey. So we're going to strap right in. We got a lot of things to do today. We got a ton of things, a short amount of time. If you have no idea who I am, my name is Christopher, aka Fuzzy Chris 91, which is where you'll find me on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Make sure you follow the podcast on Twitter as well, at Slapshot Podcast. You can follow it again on the YouTube, youtube.com/@SlapshotPod. Make sure you go ahead and follow there. If you are listening to this, I appreciate you as well. Maybe you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts. Maybe you're listening to this on Spotify. Maybe you are listening to this on Podbean. I don't know. Wherever you get your podcast, thank you for listening. Whew. All right. Let's get into a couple of things here that we need to do. We got jam-packed today. We're going to do some Western Conference, Eastern Conference teams. We're going to make the playoffs, teams who are not. So I'm going to offend people right off the rip, okay? Grab your popcorn, grab your beverage of choice, lock in. It's going to be a long one. And as well, we got some news. We're going to play a game as well, okay? We're going to play a game as well. We're going to play Puckdoku. I'm going to try not to cheat, okay? If you have no idea what Puckdoku is, think of it like Sudoku, but with players. Does that make sense? Does that make any type of sense? Maybe it does. I just want you to know that I'm going to try not to cheat, okay? But I can't guarantee that I will. All right. So we're going to get to all the stuff that we got to get to. We are going to start, obviously, with what everybody has heard over the last couple of days. I can't imagine, if you are a hockey fan, that you have no idea what I'm talking about. Obviously, the tragic passing of Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matt Gaudreau as well. I woke up to that news on Friday, and I don't know Johnny personally, obviously, and it still stung. And as the details came out and listening to people and reading about it, it got progressively worse. Like Johnny Gaudreau, obviously we know him as the hockey player. We got a little bit of a glimpse into, the man that he was off the ice, loved by everybody. Not a poor thing to say about him. I'm not going to get into the whole details of it because A, we already know what we need to know. B, there's no point kind of just hashing up of this as well. It is tough. It is going to be tough for a little bit. But my condolences, obviously, to his family, the entire hockey community, because it is tragic. Here's what I will say, okay? A, some people are calling this an accident. It is not, right? In no way is drunk driving ever an accident. You don't just accidentally drive drunk. It is a choice, and it is something that is 100% preventable. It is drunk driving at this point in 2024 should be something we hear about, that when we do, we're like, oh my God, really? That happened? Like, it should come as a shock. It should not be a thing that you just hear and you're like, oh, okay, again. No. And what's unfortunate is that if nothing changes from this, then this is a death that was for nothing, right? And that would be unfortunate. It would be very unfortunate. One, and we can agree to disagree here, but I firmly believe that the rules around drunk driving and the penalties are just not stiff enough, man. It's it needs to be to the point where you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to drive drunk," and if something happens or I get pulled over, it's not the end of the world. It should be treated as such. Right now, it's treated as a highway safety code violation. It should be treated as a criminal offense. That's what it should be. It's to me, it's criminal to drive drunk. It's not just a slap on the wrist. It should be criminal, whether you kill somebody or not. Right? If like stiffer penalties, whereas if you get caught drunk driving, we're talking about a license suspension, not just for like 30 days, 90 days. Like we're talking about year, 2 years, right? Probation after that lasting just as many years, if not more, right? And there is no second chance, right? You get caught drunk driving while your license is done, while your license is suspended, or on parole, like that's it. You're not driving twice. This doesn't have to be baseball. This isn't a 3 strike, you're out kind of thing. It should be no more than 1. But if you want the leeway in it, no more than 2. And that's it. If you get caught a second time while you're on probation from drinking, that's it. You never drive again. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you kill somebody, from what I've read, right, the maximum amount of time you can spend in prison in New Jersey for drunk driving that kills somebody is a maximum of 10 years. I think we should be eliminating maximums and adding minimums, right? That's what it should be. If you kill somebody drunk driving, it should be a minimum of X amount of years, whatever society can agree on. And when you get out, you don't drive again. If you ever get out, right? You don't come out and get back into a car. That's it. You destroyed somebody's life, because that's what happened here. Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matt were, in town for his sister's wedding, and this was supposed to be a good time, and now it's anything but that. So again, we can agree to disagree. I think the majority of people would stand on that same side as I do. And we need to change it, because if it stays the way that it is, like, then this is a tragedy for nothing. And again, drunk driving is one of those things that are 100% preventable. It's 2024. There are more than enough ways to get home after you've had too much. And it's just inexcusable at this point. So again, it's sad. It is heartbreaking. It is exceptionally tough as well for, friends, family, but even just the casual fans, right? Columbus Blue Jackets fans, this isn't the first time they've had to go through heartbreak, and obviously for the Calgary Flames as well, the United States national team. I mean, Johnny Gaudreau, so many great stories. So, and it's the same thing to his brother, Matt. Again, it's sad, and we need it to change. So that's what I will say based on that. Now, let's shift over to something a little bit more fun. Today, well, depending on when you listen to this, today we are Tuesday. Yes. Leon Draisaitl has collected a boatload of money. He signed for $14 million for 8 years. Let me pull out the calculator for some of you. Oh, I can do mental math. It's $112 million. Leon Draisaitl is locked up now for a foreseeable future. Good for him for collecting his bag, as he should. I don't think anybody's questioning whether he deserves it or not. The Edmonton Oilers, I guess they not that they had no choice, but you can't let Leon Draisaitl walk, right? And he has been playing on a bargain of a deal for a minute now. The Edmonton Oilers now lock up a very important player. Connor McDavid can start negotiating an extension next season. I can't wait to see how much money he's going to make. But I will say this. Am I happy that Leon got his bag? Absolutely. As every player should, go out and get it. The Oilers have now put themselves in a tough situation. We're going to talk a little bit about them later. But some people think Leon took a discount. In terms of cap percentage, he did not. he did not. Maybe he could he have gone to get $15, maybe $16 million? Sure. Would that have been an overpay a little bit? Maybe. Has Leon Draisaitl earned the right to be overpaid? Probably, yeah. So I get that this was a tough position for the Oilers, but I don't think they have done themselves any favors long term through no fault of Leon Draisaitl. Again, he has earned his money, but the Edmonton Oilers are in a little bit of a pickle here. And we'll go, like I said, we'll go through that a little bit later. Don't worry. I promise I will say some nice things about the Edmonton Oilers. I promise. All right. I'm not going to completely throw you guys under the bus. All right. So that is basically what I wanted to start with here. So now we're gonna play. Okay, we're gonna play Puckdoku. If you have no idea what this is, I don't know. And again, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Just come back and watch this part so you can see the visual of it if you want. All right. Let me see if I remember how to do this. All right, click this one. There we go. All right, here we are. Let me see if I can make this bigger. So some of you can actually see. If I do this, what if I? Okay, there we go. That's pretty good. That's pretty big. All right, so Puckdoku is simple. Okay, there is a vertical, there is an x-axis, and a y-axis. A vertical and a horizontal line. You get what you have to do is put a player that has played for both of those teams, right? Or so in this case, it's just teams. So I need to pick a player who has played at least one game for San Jose and Detroit, one game for San Jose and the Preds, one game for San Jose and the Rangers. I got to do it for the Bruins. I got to do it for the Ducks. I am probably going to have a hard time with this. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to cheat. But I will try not to, okay? I will try my absolute hardest. Does everybody understand the rules here? Let me give you an easy one, okay? Let's start with San Jose and Detroit. This one is fresh in my mind, okay? So I know that Philip Zadina has played for both franchises. So I'm going to press select, and boom, 19% of the world has picked that. Does that make sense? Are we good till now? All right, so now I got to do the same thing. The goal is to kind of get like the uniqueness up, right? But honestly, I'm not worried about the uniqueness. I'm just trying to fill this out without cheating. Okay, and now look, I will say this is probably an easier one because there's no like, oh, played 400 games or played in the NCAA or this, because I exactly. I don't know. So, and look, I have to like get my brain to use more of its cells for this because I genuinely find this a little bit challenging. A, because I have the memory of a goldfish. B, I'm just not very good with these games. So let me see if I can fill. Already, I'm having a little bit of a hard time because I'm trying to think of players who have played in, like, here's the thing, though, okay? No offense, but the San Jose Sharks and Anaheim Ducks are not two teams I care very much about. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not sitting here thinking about them too long. Boston and the Rangers. I'm pretty sure Jaromir Jagr played for both of them, right? Jagr definitely played for the Rangers. He also played in Boston, right? He did. Okay. There. Okay, good. See? This is good. Let me see. So now let's do the Rangers and the Ducks. The Rangers have been around for a minute. I'm trying to think of like a goalie, but I can't. I was trying to think of. He did it. Did Jean-Sebastien Giguère? I know he played for the Ducks. Did he play for the Red Wings as well? Or am I thinking of James Reimer? James. No, I couldn't pick James Reimer. Why don't we try to do? This is already hard, and I'm 2 picks in. I'm hoping to get this podcast done in like less than an hour, but this could be a challenge right here. And also, you get like 1 shot, so if you miss, the bracket could be incomplete, and then that sounds like a me issue here, right? Sounds like a me problem here. Oh man, I'm trying to think of the Ducks. The Ducks have been so like I haven't cared for them in the last minute. I also can't think of many players played in Nashville. You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm trying to think of here. Did Mario Ferraro play? Like I know he played Saturday. Did he play in? I don't think he played in Nashville. Rangers and Sharks. Oh my god. I'm trying I'm trying not to cheat. I'm trying so hard to not cheat. Anaheim Ducks, man. You telling me I can't think of a single player? But I mean, to be fair, it's the Ducks, right? Like, here's the thing: you got to go like way. You got to go back a minute sometimes and think about this. I'm trying to think of like Corey Perry's played as no, not Ryan either. I'm trying to think of like meaningful players who have played. What about the Rangers? The Rangers and Ducks. Who would have played for the Rangers and the Ducks? I can't think of a single. Can't think of a single player right now. I'm 2 picks in and I'm already chalked. That's oh my god. Okay, wait. Hold on. I'm getting stressed here. My knees are weak. My arms are heavy. Um. Okay, I got like these are not even that great. I just want you to be aware. Look, I'm fresh off. Okay, it's still pre-training camp for all of us, including myself. So Nashville and I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking of Sergei Samsonov. Did he play in Nashville? Let it rip. I'm incorrect. Okay. No. Sergei Samsonov did not play in Nashville. All right. Bad start. Not good. Not good. We're not going to fill out this bracket, is what it means. Man, I guess, like, do we just let it rip now that we're chalked? Detroit and Anaheim. Boston, Detroit. Not very good either. Okay. I feel like the Rangers and the Ducks should be a little bit easier than what it is. Yeah, I'm not good at this. I don't know why I chose to play this. I could have chosen anything else, and this is what I went with. Oh man. Okay. I don't think of anybody on the Ducks who have played for any of these franchises like at the same time. Like, there's got to be some journey. Oh, Tyler Bertuzzi. Tyler Bertuzzi, not Todd. Tyler. There we okay. There we go. We're getting better. We're getting better. I just had to think about it. The rules are they had to have played at least one game with that team. See, like these. Well, not that Yarmir Yager is like recent, right? Homie's been around for a minute. They only had to play, like I said, they only had to play one game, so it's not like, you know what I mean? Like it's not much. I'm trying to think of like Nashville back in the minute. Did he? No. Like a Martin Erat. Can't be him. Okay, let's hold on. Let's try the Ducks here. And why can't I think about anybody from the Anaheim Ducks? Oh yeah, because they've been irrelevant for most of the. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of like guys who have just. I guess it would be easier to think of players who have gone from Anaheim to somewhere else, right? Like who would have gone from Anaheim to Detroit? I'm trying to think of Detroit's. I'm trying to think of some journeymen. You know what I mean? Who have been around a minute. Like some like names that come to mind, like Louis Domingue. You know, like he's been around forever. Louis Domingue played with the Rangers. Did he start a game? Oh, he did. You know what I could have put here? I could have put. Well, no, it's irrelevant now. Man, this is hard. Why can't I think of anybody from like the Anaheim Ducks? Because like a lot of the players that I'm thinking of are like recent players, but they had like the young core hasn't been traded, right? So that doesn't. Oh, Rangers and Sharks and oh my god. Not Anthony Stewart. Duclair. Anthony Duclair. Okay. There we go. See? Okay. Now we're cooking here. Now we're cooking. All right. So the bad news is, good news is we're getting some players here. Bad news is I have no idea who the Nashville Predators have been rostering for the better part of like a decade. And to be fair, I don't watch a lot of Nashville games. So, man, who would have gone from Nashville to or from those teams to Nashville? I feel like Nashville hasn't signed any, like outside of this offseason, of course, but I feel like they haven't signed anybody in a minute. The Rangers and the Ducks. I feel like they would have a lot of. Did Derek Brassard? Did Derek Brassard play? Like Derek Brassard played everywhere. I know he played for the Rangers. He played for the Ducks as well. He did not. Okay. So bad. Okay, look, I may not get this whole bracket. Like I may not fill it up, but at least I didn't cheat. Okay. So I at least I have my integrity. Not very good at it, but at least I have my integrity. Oh, did Marco Sturm play? Marco Sturm played in Nashville. He played in did he play as well in Buffalo? I know he played in Nashville. I think he played in San Jose as well. Apparently not. He did not play in San Jose or Nashville. Did he play in? Oh, is it Nico Sturm or Marco Sturm? No. Is it Nico? It's not. I suck. Okay, so I got 4 out of 9. It's not great, but this is like it's preseason. You know what I mean? It's preseason. Everybody, you know what I mean? It's preseason. All right. I'm gonna get better at this. I'm gonna get better at this. All right. What would have been oh did they not show me what the I guess not. To be fair, maybe I don't want to know. I did not complete this. Is there any way that I can see probably had to log in or something. All right. Well, you know what? Let's leave it at this. I didn't do a very good job. Okay. I didn't do a very good job. L. Okay. Well, that was not ideal. Let's have a little bit more fun here, okay? Let's have a little bit more fun with something I think I'm going to be a little bit better at, okay? This is the main course here, all right? This, well, you can see most of it. This is a tier list. I have already put it together with all the teams down here. We are going to do the East and we are going to do the West, okay? Real simple. I did one last year. That video is also on YouTube. You can go ahead and look at it and watch it. And I promise we're going to get some of them right this year, okay? We're going to do East and then we're going to do West. Simple as that, right? The list is very simple here. You have Stanley Cup contenders, okay? Legit teams that can win the Stanley Cup. Playoff teams, okay? Teams that are going to make the playoffs. Maybe yes, maybe no. Bubble teams, simple. Could go either way. No is just you're not a playoff team. And then the final one is obviously this list was already pre-made. I wasn't going to make a new one. It's RIP to the Arizona Coyotes. Yeah. Last time I did a podcast, the Arizona Coyotes existed. It's been, yeah, okay. Well, again, sorry, Arizona, man. You guys had a terrible owner. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? So, with that being said, let me go all the way here since we'll talk about Utah's new team. I'm going to put Utah in the maybe category. I don't know. Here's the thing. Ryan Smith and the entire ownership group, they have money, right? They've already gone out. They've got Sergachev. This is a good young core, okay? So they can be good because they also have owners now with deep pockets. Like, you're bringing a team in to Utah, right? The state of Utah, Salt Lake. You're going to want this team to be good, right? You can now go out and spend the money. This isn't like the Arizona Coyotes where they were just a dumping ground for contracts and guys on LTIR. Utah may spend some money to be good. You know what I mean? They may spend some money. I'm in. I'm in for them. All right? Good. Let's get these two teams right off. Just get them out of the way real quick, okay? San Jose Sharks, Anaheim Ducks, right? I'm not telling anybody something they haven't heard here. That's a nope, right? We are not playoff teams. We are nowhere near the playoffs yet. We are building. We are going to be fun to watch, but we're going to be very bad defensively, okay? That's it. Let's keep it also real simple here for the Vancouver Canucks. They are, in my mind, a playoff team. I like that they went out and they got Jake DeBrusk. I think their defense is fine. Thatcher Demko is good. Are they Stanley Cup contenders? No. Do I think that they make the playoffs? Yes. I'm not going to argue with Canucks Nation. You guys are good, okay? Chicago, that's a no. Okay, that's a no. We don't have to do that. Here's where we're gonna go a little bit. Listen, I like the Colorado Avalanche. I do. Are they Stanley Cup contenders though? No. Listen, the Colorado Avalanche have like 5 good players and then a whole bunch of other guys, right? Cale Makar, you got Mikko Rantanen, you have Nathan McKinnon, right? Valerie Nichushkin when he's not getting in trouble. And I will throw Devon Taves into there as well. I think he's a good, solid defenseman above. Like, Colorado has no depth, right? Artturi Lehkonen is there. Jonathan Drouin is there. Casey Middlestad is there. We don't know the health status yet of Gabriel Landeskog. If he comes back, obviously this makes like Colorado better. I feel like they're missing some depth and they don't have cap space. So even if Valerie Nichushkin comes back, if Gabriel Landeskog could play, they still have to fit all that money under the cap. They also have Alexander Gorgiev, who is a flaming pile of garbage. Okay? They have no goalie. So, like, they are a playoff team. They definitely are. I don't have them as a contender. Okay? I just don't. My bad. All right? To me, they're not a contending They are not a Stanley Cup contender. Okay? It is what it is. Dallas, same thing, man. I'm sorry, Dallas. They not as bad as Colorado. I think Dallas has better goaltending. Yes. I think their defense is like, it is what it is. Their offensive group is good. I just want to see how all of this plays out. Okay. The loss of Joe Pavelski is going to hurt because Joe Pavelski was playing top line minutes at his what? He was 39. And they didn't necessarily go out and replace him. Can Stankovic and Wyatt Johnson step up? Yes. How much does Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin have left in the gas tank? That's a great question. There's just a little bit of I don't know there. And yeah, it is what it is. The Calgary Flames, we don't have to go very far. That's a no. The Winnipeg Jets. All right. Listen. The Winnipeg Jets are a good hockey team. They had the unfortunate displeasure of having to play Colorado in the first round of the playoffs. And I think if they played anybody else other than Colorado, they would have been just fine. But they were. And now, when you look at the Winnipeg Jets, most of that team is still intact. Right? To me, they have the best goalie in the Western Conference. Fight me. Okay? Connor Hellebuck. Their defense is above average. Their depth is very, very good. Okay? So, I believe that they can be legitimate Stanley Cup contenders because the Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars aren't as complete of a hockey team. I think that the Jets can win the Central. I think they can. I think they can. Okay? I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. I think they can. All right? Don't let me down, Winnipeg. Next, the LA Kings. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. The Kings are just there, man. Their goaltending is. Let me look at this team because I forget that they exist. Okay. Who's tending the net here? They have Darcy Kemper and David Rittich. Okay, so let's move them down to no. After further review, you know what? Defensively, you know what? Hold on. Maybe David Rittich takes over and becomes a great, like Charlie Lindgren's story was in Washington. I think maybe yes, maybe no. They got rid of Pierre-Luc Dubois, which is great. This is still a good team. They got some young players on it. Maybe yes, maybe no. The Minnesota Wilds. Maybe yes, maybe no. But I would be leaning more towards playoff team than nope. Minnesota, their problem is obviously their goaltending, I think, is going to be okay. Okay, I got hit with an ad. Sorry. Okay, let's go down there. Okay, where was I? Yes, Minnesota. Minnesota, I think their goaltending is going to be okay. I think their goaltending is going to be fine. Philip Gustafson, you're going to get whatever you get out of Marc-Andre Fleury. Offensively, it's nothing great, but I think they can be middle of the pack team. The reason why this team would fail is they have nobody on the blue line, okay? Brock Faber is going to be a great defenseman. If you're not a Minnesota Wild fan, you cannot name a second Minnesota Wild defenseman. Exactly. So, teams that don't have defensemen, they struggle to win games, okay? I'm just saying. Nashville, look, man. You don't go out and sign Steven Stamkos, Jonathan Marchessault because you want to be a playoff team. Okay? They were a playoff team last year. Everything turned around when they went on that crazy winning streak when they were told they couldn't go to the Sphere. Barry Trotz he's there. He's doing what he does best. To me, UC Saros is a really good goalie. Their defense is going to be just fine, bringing in Brady Shea. Robin Yossi is still elite. They already had some pretty good forwards on that team. Ryan O'Reilly is going to do what he does. Philip Forsberg was already there. He was playing well. Now you bring in Stamkos. Now you bring in Marshall. So this is a good team. I think they can contend for a Stanley Cup. They have all the parts that you need. So I'm going to take it. All right? I'm going to take it. I'm going to put the Vegas Golden Knights in the exact same conversation, man. Vegas. Look, we all know what's going to happen in February, okay? Mark Stone ends up on IR. The back starts acting up. There's $7 million of cap space that frees up. We find a way to circumvent the cap and go get a big fish at the deadline. And boom, all of a sudden we're in a perfect spot, right? Aiden Hill is a good enough goalie to play there. Their defense is good. It's aging a little bit, but guys like Noah Hannafin are going to be just fine. Shea Theodore, Alex Pietrangelo, those are guys who can play as well. Yes, they lost Marshall, so it's not great. They're going to get a full year of Thomas Hertl there. Jack Eichel is still there. This is a good team. Vegas is a good team. They're an all-around good team. I think they can be Stanley Cup contenders. Okay? They can definitely be Stanley Cup contenders. All right. Next. Remember I said we're going to talk about the Edmonton Oilers? We are. Because they are a playoff team. Okay? They are not returning to the Stanley Cup final. Okay? I'm going to do you one better. Okay? They are a first-round exit team. I said what I said, okay? This Edmonton team, now, again, they have spent a lot of money here to keep Leon Draisaitl. And as they should, okay? But there is a lot of money tied up in Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl for all the good reasons, right? St. Louis, who we'll talk about next, right, offer sheets, Broberg and Holloway. And then the Oilers go, we're just going to let those two guys walk. And this is a team that has no depth, okay? None. And now you've committed a lot of cap space to Leon Draisaitl, again, which he has earned. But you are not winning a championship team when you're dishing out 15% of the cap to one player. There is too much money right now being spent on things they don't necessarily need. Okay? Did they need to go out and get Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson? Probably not. They could have gone to get one, right? They didn't. I just want you to take a look here at this team, and I want you to look at them legitimately, okay? And tell me that you think this lineup, as of today, is going to the Stanley Cup final. You and I both know they're not, okay? If you're a delusional Oilers fan, I understand, okay? This is not. This bottom six here is horrendous. This is not going anywhere. This is terrible. Okay? Now you're like, well, Chris, it's still not that bad. Okay. Why don't we go down to the defensemen? Because this is where it gets worse. Okay? Mind you, Evan Bouchard, by the way, next year is going to need some money. $10 million is too much for a defenseman. I have a feeling if he puts up numbers this season like he did last, Edmonton's in trouble, okay? The real problem here is Darnell Nurse and his highway robbery of $9.25 million that he's making per season. Everything is going wrong in Edmonton because of Darnell Nurse's contract, okay? Matthias Ekholm and Evan Bouchard are just fine. Darnell Nurse is a pylon. Ty Everson is a pylon. Brett Kulak does his job. Troy Stetcher does his job, okay? This is not good. This is not good. This is not elite. As of today, this is a first-round exit team. Okay? Are they going to make? Are the Edmonton Oilers going to make the playoffs? Yes, because they're going to score their way there, and they get to play teams like the San Jose Sharks, the Anaheim Ducks, the Chicago Blackhawks, often enough that they can pound the net with goals, win enough hockey games. But this is not a playoff team. I'm sorry. This is not a team that makes it past the first round of the playoffs. They're not. Okay? It is what it is. I said it. Fight me. Final one in the West here, right? I think so. Yeah. St. Louis. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know about St. Louis. Torrey Krug needs surgery on his ankle. He's not there for the year. Not that I care for Torrey Krug. They've gone out, right? The offer sheets. Are they a better team? Sure. Or are they very good to start with? No. They're like St. Louis is just kind of like boiled chicken, man. It's like it's fine, but it's nothing to write home about. So they could make the playoffs. They could not. Like maybe not. But yeah, they just don't really do much for me. They don't. All right. So we've done the West. Okay. Let me just remove all of these. Now we're going to do the East. Okay. And again, this list is 100% correct, and it is not up for discussion. All right. I'm just telling you so that you know. You know, and I know. Okay. Let's start with the Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins, unfortunately, okay, are a maybe yes, maybe. Now, I know one of you is going to pull the clip of me saying last season that the Boston Bruins were not a playoff team. And to be fair, I stand by that. That was not an incorrect call. A broken clock is right twice a day. I fell on the Bruins being okay. They've gone out. They've added Zdorov. They've added Elias Lindholm. They've subtracted Linus Ullmark. I don't know how good the Bruins are. Jake DeBrusk not there. This is a team with a lot of moving parts. And I like, they were just a lot better than they should have been last season. And if they regress to the median, they could very well be on the outside looking in. I'm not as strong on them missing the playoffs as I was last year, but it would not shock me if they did. Okay? So I'm just saying that, okay? I'm not as strong about it. Now, we're gonna do the obvious right away, okay? We're gonna do the Montreal Canadiens. Because I know some of you, and I'm not gonna try to be a homer here, okay? But I think the Montreal Canadiens are maybe yes, maybe no. Listen to me. I get that they are rebuilding. I get it. I've hit the apex, okay? Right here. Like it was bad for a long time. Now the other way. Sorry, like this, right? The valley, right? This is when it was going bad. Then, like now we're here. Now it's starting to turn. The Montreal Canadiens are going to make some improvements. They have to. You got to be getting better, right? You got all these kids. This is a team that is going to get better. Okay. Odd makers think that they're going to get worse. Like some of you think Montreal is a bottom 5 team. And I'm like, wow, that's wild. Okay. Even before the Patrick Laine news. Patrick Laine comes in, which I think was a great trade. It's a high win, low risk. I'm all for it. Okay. The Montreal Canadiens are going to be a better team. They need some more scoring. They need to stay healthy, but they have a plethora of young defensemen. I'm excited to see Lane Hudson. I'm excited to see Logan Mailloux in the lineup. This is a much better team. Okay? Now, here's how much I think that they're going to be a better team. Okay? I just want you guys to all be aware of this. All right? This here is... There we go. It's Bet365. All right? If you do bet on sports, please play responsibly. Okay? Make sure you do that. Let me go to the futures here. Okay? Regular season points. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit here. Let's scroll down to Montreal. Montreal, the over-under is at 76.5. Okay? 76.5. Let me NHL standings. NHL standings. Can I do that from last year? Okay, yes. Boom. Perfect. Okay. So let me pull this in here. Again, if you're listening to this, I'll describe it better. Montreal had 76 points last year. Okay? 76. And you're telling me that a full year and adding Patrick Laine and adding some of the young players and this team finally not having 3 goalies in the rotation is going to give you nothing. It's not going to improve you one bit. Look, do I think Montreal is a playoff team? Maybe not. But do I think they can compete for a spot? At least be in the conversation and not be absolute sellers? Yes. Okay. Now, minus 130, you could probably get a better odds somewhere else. Okay. But I'm just not looking. All right. Montreal over 76.5. Okay. We're going to hit $25 on it. Pays $44.23. Okay. It's not much. But I'm a slap it. All right. Boom. Hold on. Let me pull this here. Oh, right. Sorry. I forgot to log in. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. Boom. There we go. All right. Boom. The bet has been placed. Okay. Let me pull this back here. Okay. Here. See, look. Little up. Blah, 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 blah. Bet placed. All right. So we have the Montreal Canadiens going over 76.5 points. All right. Write that down. Okay. Perfect. Next. Keep the show rolling here. The Washington Capitals, they go back into the same conversation. Maybe yes, maybe no. If you listen to me and Anthony Rivera and Anna Bernard on Total Hockey Now, you know that last year I called the Washington Capitals frauds, and they are. They are frauds. I have no idea if this team is good or bad. I don't know. Because they've gone out to get Pierre-Luc Dubois. So you're not, if you're going out to trade for that contract, you're not rebuilding, right? So you got to be going for it. But are you really a playoff team when you struggled to score goals last season? I'm just going to leave them there. Okay? It is what it is. But the Washington Capitals are frauds. Just with me here. Carolina is a playoff team. The Carolina Hurricanes are going to be good. I don't think they're going to be dominant, though. Okay? I don't. They will be good. They will not be dominant. You understand? Good, but not dominant. Their offense is, it's lacking, but I think their defense will be okay. Their goaltending, who knows how many games Freddie Anderson can play. Let's just go with that, okay? The Ottawa Senators. Nope. Remember that NHL list? I'm going to put this back here so you can all see, okay? Again, if you're listening to this, Ottawa had 78 points last year, okay? 78. I'll bring that 365 back in here. Okay. Where is Ottawa? Let's go down a little bit here. Ottawa Senators. They have an over-under of 90.5. Here, 90.5. The under is minus 150. I get that they went out to get Linus Ullmark. Okay, I get it. He's a much better goalie than anything they had there. But you're telling me that is a 12-point swing. At least 12 points. Now that Linus Ullmark is in Ottawa, Ottawa is the same trash can of a team that they were 12 months ago. Have the Ottawa Senators gotten significantly better since last season? No. They haven't. The Ottawa Senators are not. They have a better chance of being at the bottom of the standings than the Montreal Canadiens do. They got a better goalie, yes. Linus Ullmark is a lot better than Anton Forsberg and Jonas Korpisalo. He is. He's still, Linus Ullmark's going to find out that he's in Ottawa pretty quick because he's not playing in Boston anymore. And the Ottawa Senators are just not very good. Yeah, they got a new coach. I don't care. This isn't a good team. They got a whole bunch of money locked up long term. I don't like it. So we're going to do it again, Mom. $25 right here. Boom. On the under for Ottawa, 90.5 points. Done. There we go. We placed 2 bets. Montreal Canadiens over point totals. The Ottawa Senators under point totals. I look forward to spending my winnings at McDonald's. I could maybe afford a 10-piece nugget combo or trio, whatever you want to call it. Okay? We're good till there now? Perfect. I said what I said about the Ottawa Senators. Linus Ullmark's going to find out. Okay? Columbus, man, I'm not going to shit on them. But, like, we already know. Detroit, man, I have no idea what Yzerman is doing, but it is, I don't like this team. I don't know what they're doing. I don't think they are a playoff team. Not at all. Not one bit. The New Jersey Devils, hey, man, straight to the Stanley Cup contender, right? They finally have a goalie, right? Jacob Markstrom is in town. A healthy Timo Meier and a healthy Jack Hughes and a healthy Nico Hischier is going to go a long way. Their defense is good. Dougie Hamilton being healthy. Luke Hughes on the back end. New Jersey had so many injuries last season. There's no excuses anymore. This team can stay healthy. Sheldon Keefe behind the bench. This can be a Stanley Cup contender. Okay? Stanley Cup contender in my mind, without a question. We're going to move the Florida Panthers right there as well. Florida is just a good hockey team, man. They're well coached. They lost some pieces, as most teams do when you win the Stanley Cup, but nothing really too big. Yes, they lost Brandon Montour, and maybe that'll hurt the most, but guys like Oliver Ekman-Larsson, guys like Nick Cousins, guys like Vladimir Tarasenko, those are guys you can go and get at the deadline and kind of solidify your roster. Okay? So, it is what it is. The Philadelphia Flyers, that's a nope. They still don't have goaltending. They don't have a goaltending. And John Tortorella is still the coach of this team. As much as I want to believe that good things can happen when John Tortorella is there, I think the Flyers surpassed their expectations last year. I expect them to come back down to earth. Yes, Mitchkoff's going to be in town, but the Flyers' identity is the John Tortorella way. Dump and chase, block a lot of shots, rigid system. Not in. The New York Islanders, just maybe. I don't want to say no, because the Islanders are always a team that is there. Offensively, I hate them. They bring no joy to my life. But defensively, they're going to be good, and I think Ilya Sorokin can bounce back. I think their goaltending is good enough to keep them in games. It's going to be boring to watch. Nobody's tuning in Saturday afternoon to watch the New York Islanders play, but it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. The Toronto Maple Leafs are a playoff team. I'm not hating on them. You know that the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to score their way into the playoffs. Are they getting past the first round? You already know my answer. All right? If you're new here, it's no. The Maple Leafs are just a cheap version right now of the Edmonton Oilers. They're loaded up front, right? Their depth kind of lags. Their defense is horrendous. This is a terrible defensive team. And all their hope lies in Joseph Wall. If he stays healthy, maybe they become a contender, but they need to get out of the first round, and they haven't done that consistently. So that's a nope. The Pittsburgh Penguins are a maybe. I don't know. I don't want to say no, because I feel like the Metro is just kind of open. And as long as Sid's there, and as long as Gino's there, and as long as Letang is there, and Carlson, and Jerry, this is a team that they got some guys on that roster who another kick at the can kind of thing. So maybe, I don't know, but I'm going to leave them there. I think maybe yes, maybe no. The Rangers are going straight to the Stanley Cup contender part. I'm not going to, I hate it. I hate Chris Kreider and that he's part of the Rangers. But the Rangers are deep. They got one of the best blue lines. The goaltending's elite. Top tier team, man. I don't know what you want me to tell you. The Buffalo Sabres are just like a no. No. I know. The Devin Levi shares last year really burned me. It's not that Ukko Pekka is not good. They also have added some players on defense. I just don't think this team can score enough goals to be good. And there's just too much competition in the Atlantic. So I don't see it. I don't see it. Sorry, Buffalo. Maybe next year. Tampa Bay Lightning, man. To me, they're a playoff team. I know they lost Steven Stamkos. I know they lost Sergachev, but they went out to get Jake Gensel. This is still a team with a good defense core, and they still have one of the better goalies in the Eastern Conference. So Andrei Vasilevsky is a traditional workhorse. He is the Connor Hellebuck of the East. And as long as he's there and he's healthy and he's playing, the Tampa Bay Lightning have an opportunity. Are they going to be as clear-cut maybe and as dominant? I don't know. Nikita Kucherov is still one of the best players on the face of the earth. Braden Point is still really good there. That depth is kind of good as well. I don't know, man. I think the Tampa Bay Lightning can be just fine. I think they can. That's it. That's the list. That's the list. Again, this list is 100% correct. No ifs, ands, or buts. Okay? This is accurate. Okay? It's 100%. You can fight me if you want in the comments, but I am correct. All right? We did the East. We did the West. We were terrible at Puckdoku. We talked about Leon Draisaitl. Unfortunate news, Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau. We placed 2 bets. There we go. Hey, that was a pretty solid. Hey, that's a solid podcast. Hey, you know what? Round of applause. There we go. Round of applause to all of you for hanging out. Thank you so much for being part of this episode. My goal is to do this once a week, every Tuesday. Okay? Do not hold me to that, obviously. We might do as well a couple of streams. I'm not sure where I'm going to do them yet. Maybe on YouTube. We have some mock drafts we have to do because mock season is here. So make sure you guys lock into that. If you enjoyed this, again, if the algorithm brought you in here, I appreciate it. Hit the sub button and ring the bell. You can catch me as well with Anthony Rivera, Adam Bernard over on Total Hockey now as well. We've been doing podcasts all summer long. We're doing a mock draft every week on Thursdays, 5 Eastern. You can come and hang out with us there, and you can see my mug twice in a week. Because if you thought once wasn't enough, you can get it twice. So you can go out and hang out there. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at FuzzyChris91. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at /podcast, right? Go ahead, follow there. Again, wherever you get your podcast to, subscribe, like, follow, do that. I appreciate it very much. We kept this to almost under an hour, so well done to me. I had one job, and I basically just snuck it under there. But I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for being here. We will see each other again soon. All right? I love you.